Hi everyone, so today's video is going to be an anti-haul video. I know we've been kind of talking about doing a drugstore anti-haul for quite a while now, and I finally got all the information and went to the drugstore and did some research of my own, and now I'm here with a few products that I will not be buying from the drugstore. So if you want to see what those are, just keep on watching. So first let's talk about this guy right here. This one is called the Insta-Ready Super BB from Physicians Formula. This, I guess, is a contour, highlight, and blush stick all in one, and it's striped on the top. All you have to do is do a stripe on your cheek and then blend it out. This is a little gimmicky for me. I think that it's not going to suit a lot of skin tones. I don't think it's very practical, and I think it only retails for about $5. Again, I will leave all the information like around this area, but for the most part, I kind of like to customize my contour. The contour in this particular photo looks really orange to me. I don't think it's going to suit a lot of people, especially more in the medium to fair skin tones like myself. It's kind of ridiculous and it's kind of a waste because you're making products that people probably will not be using instead of putting more thought into some of their other products that do very well, or maybe expanding on those particular products. I feel like some of Physicians Formula's powders have overspray on them to the point where you don't really get much product. You get the first layer of product and that's it. Unfortunately, that's not my cup of tea. I try my best to like Physicians Formula because it is more affordable. Even though it is a little higher end in the drugstore, it is still very affordable. But some of their products I just can't get behind because of the overspray or the gimmickiness that is this product. So for the most part, I mean, looking at it, playing with it, and seeing it in the drugstore, I'm not going to be buying it because it's just not worth it. Continuing on with products I will not be buying from the drugstore are some of these. These are the Barbie silliness that is, I think it's like produced by e.l.f. or it's produced by a company that puts logos on certain products, and I think it's a little too childish. I mean, for little kids, it's perfect if they're, you know, playing and you don't want them to be using your particular, you know, very expensive makeup, and you do have little ones that just play dress up and things like that. These are great because it's like Minnie Mouse and Disney characters and all of this stuff. But for someone who is going to the drugstore looking for some gems in kind of a whole pile of a lot of products that just don't work, these again are one of those things that are just too kind of cutesy. They are, it's not just like the packaging of them, but I think that the products that they're producing aren't that great. The quality is not wonderful. I mean, you'll find a diamond in the rough very, very rarely. There is one, I think it was the Pocahontas. Oh my gosh, I actually bought some of them just to kind of see what the quality was. I think I might still have it, hold on. Okay. So this was a diamond in the rough, the Pocahontas bronzer. I actually ended up really loving this because the color is not too orange. It actually blended out really nicely, and it gives me a really nice warm glow without having too much orange pigmentation on my skin because it is a little bit cooler. So it was really, really good for me. This one ended up coming with a brush, and this is distributed by Walgreens. And I don't even know if they make these anymore, and this was a few dollars, but the brush that came with it was garbage. It literally just fell apart in my hands. It shed everywhere on my skin, everywhere, and I couldn't make it work, so I just tossed it. But this particular product was one of the diamonds in the rough. It was one of those like particular products that you find and you'll probably never find again because they're going to change the formula or they're going to repackage it somehow, and it's just not going to be the same. I bought this and a couple of lip glosses that were so sticky, it just like clung to everything. Things that were flying in the air were sticking to my lips. It was awful. And it's not that they had really nice colors, but they were very sheer and it just did not work. So with these kinds of products, I'm really skeptical about buying them, putting forth the $5 or $6 that these particular products cost, because I'd rather save my money and not spend $20 on, you know, these eyeshadows or the ones that come with the little sponge tips like these guys, Ariel, the Pocahontas, whatever. I don't want to put the money forth even though they're like $4 or $5 when I could save the $5, the $6, the $4 that these 4 or 5 things cost. So it'll add up to what, 20, 25 bucks. I can actually put that towards a bronzer that I really want, or put that towards a lip gloss or a lipstick or eyeshadow palette that I really do want, because these products are just made specifically for the actual packaging. It's not made for longevity, unlike maybe 1 or 2 things like this. For the adults out there looking for a diamond in the rough, looking for a great product that is going to be affordable price, these are not going to be that product. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be buying these either. So I'm going to say the same thing about these brushes. I'm not sure who manufactures them, but they do look very similar to some brushes that e.l.f. has and some brushes that maybe Real Techniques has. The realization is that you do not need them. If you need a good powder brush, save your money and buy a really, really good one that's going to last you. Don't buy a pack of 3 when you only want 1 brush. But like I said before, if it's for little kids that want to give them something so that they're not into your really high-end makeup, I totally get that, because I have friends with, you know, kids that the kids want to play dress up like mom, and then they start playing in their high-end makeup, and then either it breaks or they ruin it or whatever the situation is. It's tough, and I understand why they're making these, but I feel like they're becoming more prevalent in a lot more drugstores. They are more seductive because they are, you know, they're pretty and purple and blue, and you know, they represent the villains of the Disney, you know, the Disney chain. I don't know, I'm just kind of not whimsical like that, so maybe that's my reasoning behind it, is because I'm not one to like run to Disneyland every year. I don't like big crowds like that. It's just, it's not who I am. But I understand if you are a fan, if you are a collector, or if you have little kids. But for everybody else, even if you're not doing YouTube, these aren't practical for you because they're going to break. You're going to wash them twice, they're going to shed everywhere, and they will break. From personal experience, I know they do. They were garbage. They didn't work for me. I'd rather get something from Morphe, I'd rather get something from Sigma, I'd rather get something from like Crown Brush or Zoeva, and get something that's a higher quality that's going to last me a long time that I can use every single day. So that's just my reasoning behind that. So the next thing on the list of things I'm not buying are the hard candy, what are they called? The hard candy Glamouflage Mix and Pigment Makeup Drops. It's a long name. I'm not going to be buying them. I'm going to go ahead and place them right here. I'm not going to be buying these just for the pure fact that I went to Walmart where they distribute all of their hard candy products. Hard candy is exclusive to Walmart, so I went ahead and went down there after I saw this picture of the custom cover drops, essentially is what they are, and they are a supposed dupe for the custom cover drops from Cover FX. They are $7 is what they retail for, and I did try a few of them. They are so orange. They have orange pigment undertones to these, and they do not really match or give you realistic coverage. Unfortunately, I did try them on my hand. I tried a little bit on my jawline as well. I did not have good luck with these, and I felt like because it was such an orange undertone for all of these drops that they're not going to give you a realistic match to your actual skin tone. They are extremely orange. The Glamouflage foundation itself is exactly the same way. They're way too orange undertone, and these drops are exactly the same thing. I was watching a few videos, which I will link down below for you as well, on first impression on these, and the girls were putting them on their face and they didn't really have much coverage by themselves. So how are they going to have enough coverage with another foundation if they don't have enough coverage by themselves? The packaging is really cute, and it is essentially trying to be a dupe for the custom cover drops. I'd rather save my money and not spend $7 on one bottle when I can spend, I think it's $21 or $25 on the custom cover drops, and have those work really well, have the right undertones, have the right pigment, and actually work by themselves as well as alongside other foundations. I'm not a fan of hard candy, period. I feel like they put out a lot of things that just don't work. There are maybe 2 or 3 diamonds in the rough that really shine, but some of these things are just ridiculous and a little bit gimmicky for me, so I'm passing on these. So let's go ahead and talk about the collection with CoverGirl and Katy Perry. This is what they look like. There's several different colors in this line of lipstick. I actually got my chance to play with them on my hand, and they are not matte at all. If you're going to sell a product as a matte lipstick product, it needs to be matte. These are kind of like a semi-matte. They do have a kind of glow to them. It gives you a little bit of pigment. They're not long lasting. They're like any other lipstick. They just happen to have her name on them. So don't run out and buy them just because she is endorsing them. If you want to buy them, that's great. Go buy them because you need it, not because it says Katy Perry and then you buy the whole collection even though they're affordable. And again, like I said, it's very seductive because they are more on the affordable side and you can get the whole line, but a lot of these colors might not match you. So it's kind of a waste because you're buying products you probably will never use. For me, I'm not going to buy them just because I don't need them in my collection. If I wanted a matte lipstick, I would actually go out and get like a liquid lipstick that's going to last. Or get a matte lipstick like the modern matte lipsticks from Jordana. These guys are great and they're a wonderful alternative for somebody who doesn't like liquid lipsticks but wants a matte lipstick and wants it affordable. These guys are fantastic and I would recommend these highly over anything that Katy Perry puts her name on. And going with that theme, let's go ahead and talk about the L'Oreal Le Matte Lip Palette. I've seen a few of these in the supermarket. I have seen them in the drugstore, and I don't think I'm going to be buying these because I like eyeshadow palettes. I like blush palettes, but lip palettes I feel are a little bit easier to not buy just because everybody's skin tone is different and the colors that they put in these sometimes will not benefit or go with your skin tone. So they're kind of just throwing a bunch of colors together and assuming that they're going to match a fair to medium skin tone and then like a medium to dark skin tone. Well, what if you're right in the middle? Do you have to buy both? I think it'd be easier to save your money and buy one lipstick that you know that you're going to love, that you're going to finish, that you're not going to use twice and then put back into your drawer with the rest of all the palettes that you probably have. Even being a YouTuber, being somebody who does this for a hobby or even for a living, I mean, I only do it as a hobby, but there's a lot of people out there that do this as a living. I understand if you're doing makeup tutorials every single day, but for the regular consumer, like I am outside of all of this, I don't feel like all these colors are going to match my skin tone, and I'm not going to try to create new looks to try to use this whole palette. And the fact that it comes with a cream or creams, mattes, and a highlighter. These particular colors, I mean, they're kind of more bright, like pinky colors all the way to the nude colors, and then it has one like shimmery glitter color. I played with that shimmer glitter color and it's like just glitter. That's all it is. It's just glitter. It doesn't have any pigment underneath it. It's kind of clear. And it's not anything that I'm really interested in, so I definitely will not be purchasing these or the Katy Perry lipsticks. So lastly, from the drugstore that I'm not going to be purchasing is these crazy, wacky, new felt tip liquid eyeliner pens. This particular one I'm going to show you first is from Maybelline. It's got this rounded tip and it's huge. I went to the store and I thought it was going to be a lot smaller, but it is quite big. There is no way you're going to be able to get a precise line. The actual chunkiness of the brush itself is quite big, and I've got smaller eyes, so somebody who's got even smaller eyes than me, it's going to be absolutely impossible to get a nice wing or sharp line with this, period. I think it's gimmicky. I think that they are trying their best to produce something that's different, and by producing something that's different is kind of pigeonholing who they're going to be able to sell this to instead of trying to make it marketable to everyone. Unfortunately, the Maybelline one is not on my list of things that I'm running out to buy. Let's talk about the Revlon ones. The one in the middle is probably the only one that I would even spend my money on. The other two in this picture are ridiculous on the outside. So the one on the very far left is kind of an angle situation going on. It's very weird. I don't know how you would get a nice precise line without having the actual felt part of it coming to a tip so that you can really work and kind of flick out that eyeliner. I understand what they're trying to say is that because it has a flat line, it's going to give you more of a precise look, but it does not look like anything I want to put toward or near my eye at all. So I'm definitely skipping on that one. The one on the right side is with a ballpoint on the very top. This one is weird. I wouldn't know how to even use this. It actually seems like it's counterproductive. Like it's just going to make a mess on your eye. It's not going to give you a nice straight line, and it's not going to give you that nice flicker. It's going to be a big ball and you just kind of like roll it on. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Revlon is just coming out with some crazy stuff to try to keep up with all these other makeup companies that are producing all of these other felt tip marker thingies, because Kat Von D's Trooper is like the do or die for everyone. I feel like Jordana has a really good one, and so does Physician Formula. So save your money and buy one of those. They're going to be much better for you. They're going to have a slimmer tip than any of these guys, and they're going to give you more of that wing. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to see another anti-haul video, go ahead and leave me suggestions in the box below. I love to see your comments and your suggestions. You can go ahead and follow me on social media. I am on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All the links are down below, as well as my previous videos. Go ahead and check those guys out as well. Leave me a big thumbs up if you want to see another one of these. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.